Okay, so there are two men in the woods, and they're looking for something, obviously. And I kept thinking, it must be their dog. They must have lost their dog. And then I thought they wouldn't try to sneak up on me. I stood there frozen, because that's the kind of person I am. I could hear them getting closer to me, and I don't know how long I stood there waiting for them to get to me, but I was completely frozen. And then I heard the voice. It was distorted, like if you heard someone talking through a closed door or talking underwater. You could understand what they were saying, but the voice wasn't right. It wasn't in my head because it had a volume and a pitch that changed. I could almost feel where it was coming from. It was behind me and a little above, like it was taller than me. It just said, "Go to the river now." I don't know if I was more scared of the fact that there's some disembodied voice or a person talking to me, or there are two men in the woods. I listened to the voice because I didn't really have other options. I took off towards the river. I made a ton of noise because I was just going as fast as I could, and the voice came back and said, "No," quietly. I got to the river and jumped down the embankment. I squished myself against it, squeezing down into the smallest, tightest ball I could. The voice kept telling me to stay, and I just sat there, hoping whoever was in the woods was going to leave and that I wasn't having some kind of breakdown. And I kept hearing them moving through the woods, and I could tell they had split off. As I sat there, the voice kept telling me to stay quiet over and over, like it was trying to comfort me. I could hear what sounded like someone was right above me, and if I leaned out, they could see me. But I had to look. I just tilted my head up a tiny bit and could see the tips of these construction boots hanging over the edge. And I could see hanging next to them this dirty old rope, just swinging next to them, swinging. I don't think I even thought anything. I was so scared. I just tried not to breathe. It felt like hours, but I know it couldn't have been that long. The voice was even completely silent. There was nothing but me hearing this man breathing. He started to walk away at some point, and the voice kept telling me to wait, so I waited. And finally the voice said, "Go, now, to the field, go now." It was screaming at me so loud, so I ran through the woods and just got out to the field, far, far from the cars in the streets. It was getting dark, and I could see the parking lot, but it was so far away. I'm running, and I start hearing footsteps running, and first they're further away, but now they're so much faster than I am, barreling after me. And then there was nothing. I fully expected to see at least one of the men, but it was silent. The only thing I could think was that the footsteps must have belonged to the voice. And I hear it again screaming at the top of its lungs that I need to run right now. And the footsteps came back, and they're in pace with me, running next to me through the field. I had 1,000 crazy thoughts because none of this made any sense. Finally, I get to my car, and I see both the cars were parked in different places with nobody in them. I refuse to look behind me. If there hadn't been a voice, I would probably be a missing persons case right now. It got me out of there.